Good morning. My name is Andy, and today I will be playing the New York Times Flashback for May 10th, 2025. If you've seen my videos, you should have an idea of how this game works, but essentially, the key idea is to place events in chronological order, regardless of the year, but sometimes I like to guess what year or like around what year these events have occurred. So let's start the quiz. Yep, and these are the instructions. Alrighty. U.S. troops start to seize and burn Canadian towns. Britain responds later by torching the White House. And yep, that's in 1813. Alright. One of the oldest known papyrus. A ship supervisor keeps a diary of his daily life on the Nile. Day 25, Hauling Stones. Day 26, Hauling Stones. Okay, I mean, obviously, that's going to be way before. Uh, Definitely in the BC era. Um, let's say 2000 BC. Oh, wasn't like super far off, but yeah, around there. Okay. The first U.S. space station, Skylab, is launched. It has books, games, and even darts. But the most popular way to relax is simply watching Earth. So, this has got to be like in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. You know, that was around the time, space exploration became like a huge thing, and like NASA was a thing back then. Excuse me, sorry about that. Yeah, so I'll say the 60s. 73. Okay. Venice's Great Council begins choosing the Doge, its ruler. The role is for life, so to limit power, the council picks old men who won't live too long. It works. So, I mean, this kind of correlates with the new pope, who actually happens to be from Chicago. So that's really cool to see. As to when this occurred, it's got to be between these two events. Sorry. Um, I think it's gonna take place. It's got to be like the 1500s, if I'm not mistaken, the 16th century. The Doge. Yeah, I mean, like the Doge is like kind of it's like a title. Oh shoot, what happened? I have no idea what happened there, but yeah, it's like one of those old titles from the 16th century and before. Let's just place it there. And oops, I just realized that the cropping isn't working, so let me see if I can fix this. Okay, hopefully you're able to see the entire event now, as well as like the number of points I have. Okay, so let's see. The Texas pilot Bessie Coleman helps popularize barnstorming with her aerial stunts. For one of them, she walks on her biplane wings in midair. Yeah, I mean, this sounds like it's gonna be in between these two. Like, that was when aviation started becoming a thing, and that was probably like in the early 20th century for sure. I would guess like maybe the 1920s, give or take. I'm not sure exactly when. 1922. Okay. To end their second war over Kashmir, India and Pakistan make the Tashkent Declaration. They vow to settle their disputes without violence. I would say, you know, this is probably in between 22 and 73. I think this is also around the time, when India basically like became independent, and that's when like the partition was. That's when it also happened, probably like in the 40s, if not the 50s. I'm not 100% sure, but that would be my guess. 66. A little later than I thought, but okay. Alright. Having been jailed in Siberia for subversive activity, Dostoevsky draws on his prison experience to write the novel Crime and Punishment. Okay. I'm pretty sure this was written, or like, he was alive in the 19th century for sure, and he wrote a lot of novels like Crime and Punishment or like the Brothers Karamazov. So I think it's safe to say it's between here. As for when, I want to say like 60s, 1860s, or 1870s. That just seems like the most correct. 1860s, okay. So it was between 60s and 70s. Okay. To escape the control of the U.S. government, Mormon settlers found Salt Lake City. They chose the area because it's a part of Mexico. Okay, interesting. Hmm. Oh, okay. So now I'm trying to think. So back when parts of the United States were part of Mexico, it's gotta be like before the Mexican American War, surely, right? Uh, and then I'm also trying to think about when did like Utah become part of the United States? So, I mean, there are a couple things I want to think about, like, when did like America have like the manifest destiny, and like when did they actually start moving westward? But at the time, parts of the U.S., like modern day U.S., that is, are were still a part of Mexico. So that leads me to believe that's like in between here. I feel like after 1860s. after the 60s. That'd be a little too late. So I would estimate that it's between these two, probably like the 1840s or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, this sounds plausible. And I don't remember when Utah joined the United States. All right, let's just go for it. 1847. Okay. Alrighty. Named for a Roman god, the priest Mercurius becomes the first pope to rename himself upon taking office. He picks a less pagan name, Pope John II. Okay. Yeah, so this is like another pope related event. I mean, the papacy, I think, started around like the 13th century per another game that I played. So I would say, hmm, Pope John II. I think it's definitely going to be before 1813. Ooh. I don't think it's going to be after 1813. I think it's between these two, but I could be totally wrong. I mean, I've always gotten the last one wrong because that's normally the hardest. But, you know, if I get it wrong, I get it wrong. It is what it is. But it just seems plausible that it's between these two events. Uh, oh, whoops. Oh my god, I'm always getting it wrong. Okay, interesting. So, looks like I'm in the 37% that I'm in the 37% that got 24 to 27, and then 36% got a perfect score. I would assume that the one that I got wrong is probably what tripped everyone up, which is what always happens. So, I mean, they deliberately placed the last event, the the hardest event at the end, mainly because like at that point you have all the events laid out. So, yeah. So I guess like, the papacy technically started way before. Yeah, I probably should have remembered. But it's whatever. Okay, hope you all enjoyed my walkthrough of the New York Times flashback. I hope to see you all another time. Catch you later.